Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. This is Mike Mansfield with the Lynn Group, and as always, my we'll say my co-host, as I do on the podcast, we got Tana Pennington here today, and we're gonna have a good conversation. This is the open enrollment season for Medicare. It sounds like a deer season or something. We got to go hunting for something interesting here, but the whole takeaway, we like everybody logging in. We're sending this out to our client database. We wanted to reach out to everybody, let you know what's going on with Medicare, give you some of the facts, give you some of the options. And then as always, Tana is our in-house Medicare specialist. So any questions that you have, if you're already working with Tana with Medicare and or have not, but you probably should be, you can reach out to the office, you can reach out to Tana, and we'll kind of go from there. So, hey, everybody that's watching this probably knows our office. You know, we're the Lynn Group. We're located here in Ventura, California. We focus on retirement income planning. We do taxes in our office. We got Connor that does taxes. We do financial planning, investment advice, Social Security maximization, certainly all day long cash flow planning for retirement income plans. And for today's topic, certainly Tana discussing Medicare. Tana, you can push the slides forward as we go here, so that way I don't keep staring at the same thing. Move your mouse too, man. Come on. Jeez Louise. All right, perfect. Whew, we're feeling good. So there's Tana's information. Obviously, call the office if you have any questions about Medicare. Office number 805-500-7035. But if anybody that's on the webinar has any questions, just reach out afterwards. Send us a quick email, and we'll have Tana reach out to you guys. So there's all of our ugly mugs. You know, like I said, most of you have been to our office. Most of you know us. There we are. On the next screen, one of the things that I've been doing for years, maybe we lost the screen. I don't know what happened. But anyways, Tana and I, now Tana's helping me with it all the time, but we do a podcast. So the podcast, if you go to wealthpuzzleradio.com, that's wealthpuzzleradio.com, you can sign up for our podcast. So whether you got an Apple, a Samsung, whatever kind of vehicle you got to listen to a podcast, wealthpuzzleradio.com will get you there and help you to sign up, because you should listen to our podcast. We cover a lot of different things. We talk economics, we talk Medicare, we talk retirement income planning issues. We touch on the numbers and the facts with COVID-19 and all the wonderful things going on in the world today. So we appreciate that. We also recently put out a webinar. It's on YouTube about the election coming up, how that might impact your finances, your retirement plans. And so we would encourage everybody to watch that also separately. If it's a link you didn't get, we're going to be probably sending it back out again next week. But in any case, the moment is for Tana here to delight us all with Medicare joy. If I start drooling, you just nod me back and I'll wake back up.
That'd be terrible. All right, so back to the correct screen here. I apologize, but this is just a fun fact. CNN Money published an article, and a couple retiring at the age of 65 can expect to spend $280,000 on just healthcare premiums alone.
Ouch.
I know, that's a big number. And that does not include like your co-pays when you go get your prescriptions at the pharmacy, or your dental work, or, you know, if you need
Well, it probably includes your hearing aids though, right?
No, not necessarily.
Okay. Then it probably includes the
premiums.
nursing home you're going to live in your 80s, right?
No, Medicare does not cover long-term care.
Oh, come on. There's no way you're spending $300 grand not getting all the bells and whistles.
It's the truth. It is the truth. So
well, then I'm not watching CNN anymore. That's all I've learned from this slide.
No, it just means that we really need to prepare. Be prepared for this. A big one. All right. So aging into Medicare. So you are first eligible. Your initial enrollment period starts 3 months prior to your 65th birthday. You can enroll during that time frame, which I highly recommend, or the month of 3 months after. But the best time truly is to enroll 3 months prior, so that you know that your Medicare will start on the first day of the month that you turn 65. Try to enroll after. Your Medicare could start a later date. So very, very important. And then turning 65, there's some times where you might not want to enroll right when you turn 65. Let's look at a couple different situations. So if you have covered California or an individual family plan from the marketplace or Obamacare, you do need to enroll in Medicare right when you turn 65. You will not be able to keep either one of those plans. If you have a subsidized plan, the subsidy goes away, but give me a call. We can look at what Medicare has to offer. There's plenty of different plans depending on your income or your healthcare needs. So that is not a problem to get you into a good plan. Now, employer group coverage or union coverage, you can delay your Medicare enrollment if you have either one of those, whether it's through your work or through your spouse's, and you will not get penalized, and you don't have to contact Medicare, which is nice. Now, COBRA is a little tricky. So if you're already 65 years old, so you're already eligible for Medicare, and you are offered COBRA because you leave your job, you only have an 8-month window to enroll in Medicare, or you could be paying a permanent penalty after the COBRA ends. So very, very important. Now, on the other hand, COBRA can be a great bridge for somebody that is like age 63 or 64 and you've left your employer. Well, COBRA can bridge you to when you are eligible for Medicare. But again, you're paying the employer group health plan premium at regular cost. So it's not subsidized through your employer anymore, but it'll at least be the same plan. Okay. And then TRICARE for Life or VA benefits. So TRICARE, you will want to enroll in Medicare Part A and B. That's very important to get that done. Let me know if you need any help with that. You do not want to enroll in any Medicare Advantage plan. Do not enroll a prescription drug plan or Medicare Supplements, because that would kick you out of your TRICARE for Life benefits. And they're great. You want to keep Medicare primary, and then TRICARE becomes your secondary or your supplement to Medicare. The same with VA benefits. You do want to enroll in Medicare Part A and B, but the good news is you do not need to enroll in a separate prescription drug plan, which we'll talk about a little bit later, because it does include prescription drug coverage. So that could save you some money. Now, if you have Medicaid, or also known as Medi-Cal here in California, Medicare will definitely need to be enrolled in Medicare by the time you reach 65. Become your primary, Medi-Cal will become your secondary. There'll be a coordination of benefits. Let me know if you need any help with that.
Hey, so Tana, so with the Medicaid, is that more kind of like Cover California? If you're getting subsidized low-cost health insurance,
correct. Yeah,
does the Medicaid then become kind of like your supplement with Medicare? So
yes.
It's almost like it's being subsidized again.
Correct. So Medi-Cal help cover like your monthly premiums, your Medicare Part B, your Medicare Part D. So it can be very helpful. And your code, yeah, absolutely. So applying for Medicare can be easily done online now. It's really nice, medicare.gov or at ssa.gov. I can help you with this process. It takes about 5 minutes, but you do have to have a My Social Security account created before we can access the online enrollment application. Now, if you are already 65, you've been continuing to work and you've delayed your Medicare, you have Medicare Part A, which is your hospital insurance, no monthly premium, but you're still covered under employer group coverage, and it's looking like you need to, retire, switch over to Medicare completely, then you will want to enroll in just Medicare Part B online. And because of COVID, they created an online application, which I'm very happy about. I wish we would have had access to this a long time ago. But if you look at this link, you can use this, and it's very simple just to apply for Part B. You will need this form. So HR department needs to fill this out. And if it's you and your spouse enrolling in Medicare and you're both on employer group coverage, you need one for you and one for your spouse. So I can email this form to you, or you can easily look it up online and download it. But this is a very important piece of information that will.
So for clarity,
yeah,
you're saying we would use this employment form if we're already over the age of 65 and hadn't signed up for Part B yet.
Yeah, so you delayed your enrollment and now you're switching to Medicare. You need to prove to Medicare that you've had employer group coverage or union coverage.
What happens if you don't prove the Medicare and you don't do the form?
That's a great question. Late enrollment penalty for Part B.
Oh, look at that. I'm reading ahead.
Yes. So it's 10% of your premiums for every 12 months that you delayed your enrollment. So it can be heavy. You got to be careful to avoid that.
Wow.
So 4 parts to Medicare: Part A, B, C, and D. So Part A is your hospital insurance. Part B, medical insurance. Part C are the Medicare Advantage plans. So in Ventura County, they're only HMOs. There are PPOs and even better, regional PPOs in other areas. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then Medicare Part D is your prescription drug coverage. So moving on, we're going to go into a little bit more detail with all 4 parts. So Medicare Part A covers your inpatient hospital care, very short episodes in skilled nursing care facilities. Again, Medicare does not cover long-term care. Hospice, home health care. Medicare Part A, for most people, does not have a monthly premium. So as long as you or your spouse have paid into the Medicare program through payroll taxes, then there's no monthly premium. Now, if you're one of the very few that have to pay for Medicare Part A, it's around $458 per month.
Ouch.
2020. Yeah, it's expensive. Okay, Medicare Part B is your medical insurance. So that covers you to go see a doctor or a specialist, an ambulance ride, urgent care, to go get an MRI, CT scan, blood work, medical equipment, medical supplies, and preventative health care screenings like colonoscopy, mammogram, bone density, those sort of things. Medicare Part B has a monthly premium. It's subject to change each year. So the standard is $144.60, but if you look at the IRMA chart, it is based on income. So if you are single, you file a single tax return and you make more than $87,000 but less than $109,000, your Medicare Part B premium will be $202.40 per month. And then for a married couple filing jointly, in that same income, well, in another income threshold of 174 to 218, you can see that on the second line that I'm reading from. Per person, it would be $202.40 for your Medicare Part B premium, and it's a 2-year look back. So if you're retiring in 2020 and you want to apply for Medicare, your Part B premium will be based off of 2018 tax return. So I've had plenty of people say, wait a minute, I don't make the same money, or my retirement income is going to be less than what I was making at the height of my career. So what do I do? We've got an IRMA reconsideration form that we can fill out. I can help you with this. There's no guarantee that it'll work, but I always like to try. And form SSA 44, you can find it online, or I can email it to you. But basically, if you have any of these life-changing events, we can submit it to the Social Security Administration office, and they'll review it and reconsider whether you should be paying that higher Medicare Part B premium, or if they can lower it to the standard premium.
And Tana, so might I jump in for a sec?
Yeah.
This is a huge part of the retirement income planning piece that Tana and I do for clients. So this is very specific to Medicare, yes, but it's a bigger picture thing. See, when you do income planning, most people don't really think about how much of their income shows up as taxable income on that tax return, and then all of a sudden, as a byproduct above and beyond just paying taxes, you get penalized with Medicare. And so the timing of your Social Security, the timing of your pensions, the big one for most people is the timing of taking required minimum distributions out of a retirement account that have never been taxed. Most people generically, lazily do things backwards with income planning. They'll take Social Security as soon as they can. Well, that's kind of a failure because not all of your Social Security is taxable. So if you let the tax favorable thing, you know, not grow and get bigger, that can become a problem later, because what they then do is with their retirement account, their 401k, their IRA, they wait, and they don't take the money out of that account until typically 72 when the government mandates that.
Right.
So what you end up having is any tax favorable account like Social Security is small. Any very taxable account like your mandatory distribution is giant. And then you're shocked when your income evolves into a place where it's always over the limits and you and your spouse are always paying these high taxes, high penalties.
Definitely.
So this is something we always are focused on with our planning process, our income plans, of trying to work around. I think for most situations, these penalties are an avoidable offense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. So I want to show you your two options that you have with Medicare. So once you do your Medicare enrollment, we'll take care of the Medicare Part A and B online enrollment. You have two options. So option number one on the left-hand side of the slide, that would be considered original Medicare. So you've got your hospital insurance, your medical insurance. Again, Part B has a monthly premium. Most people do not pay a premium for Part A, but you would add that covers 80%. Original Medicare covers 80%. And then you add a Medicare supplement like Plan F, if you qualify, Plan G, Plan N, which help cover that remaining 20%. And then you'll also need a prescription drug plan. So that's option number one on the left-hand side. Now,
you need four things. Medigap would be that Plan
It's
F.
all apart. It's kind of.
I thought it was a donut, Metadonut.
Yeah.
Metadonut hole.
No, we'll talk about that in a minute, though.
All right.
So option two on the right-hand side is Medicare Advantage plans. It's considered Medicare Part C. And in Ventura County, they're only HMOs. Now, you might have a friend that lives in a different county in California or in a different state, and they might have access to a PPO or a regional PPO. But right here in Ventura County, we only have HMOs, but they're offered by private insurance companies. So they manage your Part A and Part B benefits, and most of them include prescription drug coverage. So you can have one or the other option. You can't have both. So let's talk about them in a little bit more detail. So we'll talk about Medicare Part C first. Again, Medicare Advantage plans. Usually there is no additional monthly premium, or if there is, it's very minimal, more like $20, $40 per month. Again, everybody has to pay that Medicare Part B premium of $144.60, subject to income. So it could be more if you're in those higher income tiers, but it basically covers your Part A and B coverage or benefits. It may most likely include prescription drug coverage, and they're all vying for your business. So they'll add things like dental or some vision coverage or hearing aid coverage. So it's really important to work with somebody that really knows the details of the plan. That way they can listen to your needs, what's important to you, and get you into the right plan. One disclaimer though, I want you to know though, if you know your doctor accepts Medicare, that does not mean that they accept a Medicare Advantage plan, especially in Ventura County where they're only HMOs. So when a doctor says they accept Medicare, that's usually option number one on the left-hand side that I showed you. That's original Medicare. It's like having a PPO, and we'll talk about that in more detail. So if you're trying to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan, we definitely need to make sure your doctor is in network. That's very important. Okay, and then the fourth part of Medicare is your prescription drug plan. There's two different ways to get prescription drug coverage. It's either with option number one, you have a standalone prescription drug plan, or it was option number two on the right-hand side that we looked at. That would be included in your Medicare Advantage plan. Now, the best way for me to find your prescription drug coverage that meets your needs is I need a list of your medications. I need to know what you're taking, the strength, and how often you're taking it. Do you, once a day, so that would be 30 per month? Or do you have an inhaler that you only refill like once every 6 months? Or do you have a cream that you use that's prescription that you only refill once every year because it's just as needed? I need to know all those details. That way I can run you a very accurate report or quote so we can find you the best prescription drug plan. Now, Medicare Part D, your prescription drug coverage does, the monthly premium is also subject to income. It's applied. It's a 2-year look back. So let me know if this is your situation, and we'll talk about your specific details on what we can do to see if we can minimize and not be penalized and pay that additional monthly premium cost. Okay, and Part D also has a late enrollment penalty. I have met several people who worked with a different agent from the very beginning when they were first eligible for Medicare, and they did not know that they had to have a prescription drug plan. They didn't take medications at the time, so they didn't feel like they needed it. But the problem is Medicare program is set up that everyone is required to enroll in Medicare Part D, so everyone's paying into the system for that coverage, or else you will be penalized. So the penalty is permanent. Another really important detail is definitely give me a call. Every annual election period falls under October 15th through December 7th. Most people call it open enrollment. And this is a great time for us to review your prescription drug plan. And then it will definitely save you money over the long run, because these drug formularies with each company change. They make changes. Also, your doctor may make changes to your medication list. Maybe he'll add one or remove one. So we want to make sure you're not overpaying, like there are many people that are overpaying close to $400 per year just because they're in the wrong.
I like how that article is titled Spooky Facts. It's October and Halloween.
Right?
Now, is there another angle? See, Tana's dad is a pharmacist. So if anything is overpriced, does your dad go into his lab in the garage with all of your clients and whip up whatever they need?
That's illegal. He couldn't do that.
You get a Vitamix blender going and
Oh, that is awesome. Okay, so Medicare Supplements, also known as Medigap, that would be part of the first option on the left-hand side that I showed you on that chart. So these plans, A through N, are also offered by private insurance companies, and they help cover that remaining 20%. There's lots of detail to them. Definitely work with somebody that knows the plans. They do offer sometimes some extra benefits like the vision, maybe some basic dental, or you can add supplemental plans for dental and vision to really give you, solid comprehensive coverage. The most popular Medicare supplement plans are plans F, G, and N. This real plan F is the most comprehensive, but if you were born on or after January 1st, 1955, you are not eligible for a plan F, but if you were born prior, then you can still enroll in a plan F, and it's the most comprehensive. So you have no deductible, no copays for any Medicare covered treatment services benefits. It's great coverage. Now the next best plan would be, or most comprehensive plan would be for those that were born after January 1st, 1955, would be Plan G. So the really big difference between Plan F and G is that Plan G does have a deductible, the annual deductible of $198. Now that's a variable. We could change that. That could increase. It does have, just as great coverage as Plan F. Once you meet that deductible, you don't have any copays or coinsurance for Medicare covered services. And then Plan N, it does have a lower monthly premium, but it doesn't cover the Part B annual deductible. You'll have copays to see doctors, specialists, even to go to the ER room. And then it doesn't cover the excess charges. And so excess charges are when a doctor that the Medicare reimbursement doesn't meet his fee that he would charge for your service or appointment. So then he can charge up to 15% extra. So it's kind of good to have either a plan F or G for that reason, but it just really depends on your situation and what's important. So again, give me a call, text me, email me, and we can sort that out. But here, just to recap, to go over your options really quick again, we've got option number 1, that's original Medicare, that's Part A and B, that covers 80%. And then we would look at your Medicare supplement, whether it's a plan F, G, N, and then add a prescription drug plan so that you have full coverage. Or on the right-hand side, it would be option number 2, a Medicare Advantage plan here in Ventura County. But they would manage, the private insurance company would manage your Part A and B, and it usually includes prescription drug coverage. So you can only have one or the other. There's enrollment times that are really important to pay attention to. Medicare has a lot of rules. So again, please give me a call or work with an agent so they can help guide you correctly, because you don't want to miss an opportunity where you can make some changes. But your initial enrollment period is when you're just turning 65. Again, if you continue to work and are covered under your employer group health plan or union coverage, you do not have to enroll in Medicare when you turn 65. You're allowed to delay as long as you keep that credible coverage. And then the annual election period, it's coming up next month, October 15th through December 7th. Great time to switch in or out of a Medicare Advantage plan or make changes and get into the correct prescription drug plan. The SEP, or the special enrollment period, that's if you're leaving your employer, that group coverage that you've had for years, and they give you a special enrollment period to switch into Medicare. You've already turned 65, so you won't have any penalty as long as we can prove that you've had that credible coverage. And then the Medicare Advantage disenrollment period, January 1st through March 31st. This is kind of a nice added benefit in case you made a switch during the annual election period that's coming up and you're not very happy with it. Thank goodness for second chances, because you can switch out and get into the right plan. And then things that I take into consideration when I talk with you, I really want to listen to, do you have any health concerns, or, what's your financials situation? Do you plan on moving? What are the prescriptions that you take? Is there a specific hospital you want to make sure you're in network with, doctors, or that you want to make sure that are in network if you're looking at a Medicare Advantage plan? Do you want dental vision coverage? Is that important to you? Do you feel like you might be traveling quite a bit in retirement? These are really important things that we'll talk about. Here's my information. Please give me a call, text me even. I don't mind having a text. The number right there is 805-377-7117. That's my cell number, and you can text me and I can respond quickly. And then, or we can set up an appointment to meet in the office or have a phone meeting, whatever you're more comfortable with.
Well, good. And, I think just to kind of reiterate, we send this out to our client database. So please feel free to forward this email to your friends with the link to this little webinar.
That's a good idea.
On YouTube, because everybody needs this information. All the people need this information, and we are here to help, as many of you already know. But time's a ticking here. In a handful of weeks, from us recording this, open enrollment has begun, and 'tis the season. So make sure things are efficient. Make sure you're saving money and doing the right thing. And like I said earlier, reach out to us with an email. Go to our main website, thelindgroup.com. Sign up for our podcast. Tana and I are always talking about these things. But otherwise, we love it. And Tana, I appreciate you obviously giving us this nice education today. But I think we're good from there. So I'm gonna click end record. We're all gonna have a nice day.
Okay. Thank you.